Good afternoon, dear friends. We are continuing with our traditional webinars on different topics. And I am very happy that today with us in Zagreb here in Croatia is Dr. Pavani Raju, the Vaidya from the Raju family, which I can say they are the most famous Vaidyas in India, and they have the longest tradition of the Vaidyas in their family. And Maharishi Mahesh Yogi respected them very much, and they gave great contribution of spreading authentic Ayurveda all over the world and working many years. And Dr. Pavani Raju is a great expert in that field, and especially in relation to the ladies' life conditions. And so today the topic is the Ayurveda and the woman's health. And first of all, I would like to greet all of you on behalf of the Office of the Ayush Ministry in Zagreb, under the Embassy of India in Zagreb, and also on behalf of ICCR from India and Ambassador of India, Raj Kumar Srivastava, who was not able to attend because of his busy schedule. And so I would like just to give the word to our dear guest, Dr. Pavani Raju, to give some introduction to this team. And then most of the time we will devote for the questions from your side. So please, when you will have, when the time for the questions come, then you can open your camera and your microphone and ask the question. And for the time being, you can just still keep the camera and the microphone closed. But when the time for the questions comes, then when you want to ask question, please, we have a nice conversation on that topic. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. So happy to be here speaking about really important topic about women's health. So woman is considered to be Shakti, according to the Vedic knowledge. So Shakti means power. So, the source of creation. So Mother Nature has given this authority of creation to three people. So one is the creator itself, and the mother nature, and the mother, so the woman. So that's why it is very important to protect mother nature and the mother woman health, especially, is very important. And as we make happy, like how happy and satisfied they are, that much happy and satisfied creation will be. So that's why keeping women always happy and satisfied is most important. And to have a healthy family and, the society and the universe, the world, everything. So keeping her health, healthy lifestyle, maintaining, that is most important. So women have this, wonderful boon, we can say, the menstrual cycle, so that every month they have this purification process which happens, and naturally they are purifying. So if you see also, before the cycle, women tend to clean their house, their space, everything. They want everything to be perfect, and they start cleaning everything. So that's more before the cycle, so that the purification process already has started. So as you see, they're, adjusting and cleaning and all that. So even internally, there is this purification happening, so that they can start again, freshly, without the toxins. And then again, every month, this toxins, they come out of the body. So like that, this is a boon for women to have this purification. And my father, he says that this menstrual cycle is like having, 3 to 4 panchakarma every, like that. So that much purification happens, and it is so strong. And you know uh, easily, when this purification happens, then after that slowly you're absorbing whatever you're doing, like even if you're eating whatever you're eating, or even the herbs or panchakarma, whatever you're doing, the treatments for the body, then you properly, even more strongly, you absorb that. And then that helps with your health. So that's why keeping, even in Indian tradition, what we see, our grandparents and grandmothers especially, she instructs, before the puberty, before the period start for the girl, young girl, how to have their food, the diet, what diet should be taken during that time. And once they start the cycle, the menstrual cycle, then there is certain diet they have to follow during that period, and not to take certain type of food. So this everything is already explained in the beginning stage of a woman's life. So at that age, if this base is created, if this base has been embedded in them, then of course every cycle they follow this. And then nowadays, girls, they, especially the teenagers, they don't follow any diet. And then also using tampons, and because they can't even stay one day without, like sometimes if they go for vacation, I have seen so many girls telling that, oh, we are on vacation and we have to swim, so we are using this. So it's like, you're stopping the flow of the cycle, the menstrual flow, the blood. So if you use the tampons, it is pushing upwards. So especially if you talk about Vayu, there is this Prana Vayu and Apana Vayu. So Apana Vayu is supposed to be pushed downwards, and then Prana is upwards. So if the Apana is pushed upwards, then it is stopping the menstrual cycle and pushing upwards. And then nowadays you see all these fibroids, the ovarian cysts, and many hormonal imbalances and endometriosis, all these because of the lifestyle, and using of these tampons and other things which are not healthy. So that's why these things are even more nowadays. And then also not following proper diet during that time, and late nights, and not, even the lifestyle is not proper, and very busy nowadays. And if we see in olden days, during the cycle, they were supposed to rest. Even if it's 3 days or 4 days, it was, they had a separate place where they could have rest and no work at all. It was not that we are separating them from the family or like that, but it is more for their personal health, that they have given that time to rest, because they're losing so much of impurities. So that with the work, with the burden and the stress around, among them, so that is like more in a proper relaxed way, and they are not connected with other family burdens and work. So that was the thing. So that's why during the cycle it is more important to rest properly and not to work too much, and this is more important. And you might have noticed nowadays, because of their past lifestyle, how they have been, now the menopause, during that state, they have a lot of symptoms of and also now the perimenopause is a big topic, and why these things are occurring, the menopause occurring early. and why these symptoms are there. So it's all because of your lifestyle and the stress. And I see in my practice, when we tell, any women, like when they come for consultation, when we tell them that, you have to go slow and take, at least in a day, if you can have time for yourself, at least for 1 hour, doing yoga, meditation, and of course following proper guidelines according to Ayurvedic lifestyle. But they are so much in stress that they can't even give that 1 hour. Of course they can sit and think about their stress and their thoughts, like think about their stress especially, and why it is causing and all that, but they can't give that time to follow this routine. Especially I would suggest, waking up early is more important. So when you wake up early, you have so much time for yourself, and you can do so much for yourself, like especially following dinacharya and rutucharya, the daily routine and the seasonal. So this is not difficult. You just, because it is our nature to follow proper routine. But nowadays it is like, suppose nowadays they follow this specific diet for 3 days, 1 week, or because everybody is so busy, so they are more into detox for 3 days, detox for 7 days. But if you follow proper routine and like lifestyle, then I think you don't need much to do all these things, especially following only like nowadays in naturopathy, the juices, following only drinking juices for certain days. So all these things is already, in Ayurveda has mentioned that if you have proper routine and proper lifestyle, then everything else falls in properly in the place. So following this, and especially I would suggest for some, especially for the apana vayu, because it is related with the menstrual cycle and the, the vayu going below. So some sort of, yogasanas and some practices, which Yadangoji will explain, even for the prana, so which makes your mind more relaxed, and then the apana vayu flow will be proper. And there are certain mudras also, maybe we can, next time we can even learn those, and some practices in Ayurveda, some treatments like avagaha and pichu, pradharha pichu. So these type of treatments which you do daily for maintaining this apana vayu, and then it balances mostly the symptoms of menopause, and also regulate the cycle properly, and also relaxes the mind. Maybe some.
Thank you. Maybe one suggestion. If the region of the function of apana vayu is below the navel, downwards in the pelvic region, and the direction of the movement is downward movement, and it's regulating, we can say this is a kind of a neuromuscular activity of our physical body, by which the body is eliminating from itself the waste in the form of the urine, stool, or the menstrual cycle, when it is to eliminate the toxins out of the body. So sometimes if there is accumulation of a lot of tension in the region below the navel, in the pelvic region, then those muscles become very tense. And then that neuromuscular activity become obstructed. And so to normalize that, we use some asanas like Pavan Muktasana or Apanasana, in the sense the position where we press the knee towards the chest, and we are doing compression of one side or the other side of the pelvic region, and so that we increase the range of the breathing movement, that neuromuscular activity related to expansion, retraction. related to the breathing, then you increase that movement, and it is by that you release the tension from those muscles. And then when the tension from those muscles go away, when you establish the normal breathing movement in that area, then the function of apana vayu in that region become normalized. So these are some practices, very simple, which help to function of apana vayu. That's why sometimes in yoga they say if someone has uh, this premenstrual syndrome or some painful menstruation, then it's good to do 5 days before the period some bending forward asanas more to work on the apana vayu region to help the body to normalize that function of the elimination, to be in the balanced condition. So
There is also, like home, of course, everybody can't come for Panchakarma and take so much time for it. So we were thinking to give this knowledge of home Panchakarma, which they can do it, especially for women who can do it before their cycle, so that they don't have these premenstrual cycle syndromes and these things, the symptoms which they are suffering a lot. I have seen so many. uh, they have, and also it is the memory what they have in, like if they have had this like maybe the period pain, so it was maybe once or twice in their beginning of their starting of the periods, the cycle. So after that, even if they don't have the pain, but they have this memory within them, which they are creating by themselves, that they have this, and then they are suffering since many years. And even if they don't have the pain, I have seen a lady recently, she had since 10 years, I think she has this, and during her cycle, those 5 days, she's like, it's like hell for her. She can't even stand. So after she took a consultation with me, and then I was asking her why, what happened, and everything. So it was some history, which, I want to keep it private. So some history had happened, and then it is only the memory what, she has been going through these 10 years. So physically and internally there is nothing wrong, but only because of that memory what had happened, she has carried that memory for so many years and suffering for so many years. So, and recently when I was speaking to her, explaining everything, and just last 2 months, she's better. So for since 10 years, and then last 2 months after just talking and explaining what happens and how the memory acts on it, then now she's like completely. And this cycle, I think last week or something, she messaged me that this is like really a miracle, and now I feel really good. And of course, in our family tradition, we have this banana treatment, which is traditionally given in our family since many generations. It is specially for this, purification. The cleanses, it cleanses whole body, and particularly the reproductive health. And it is helpful in, even the painful periods or fibroids, cysts, and endometriosis. And even, women have heavy bleeding, and sometimes no menstruation, and even with the thyroid disorders. And sometimes it also helps in the skin, and, and teenagers having acne, and even infertility and conception. So there are many innumerable benefits with this banana treatment, and that's why we are traveling more to to make this available to everyone. So it is also for men, we have started giving it. It is for men also, it is beneficial in their hormonal, and also cleanses the whole body. It's like a detoxification. So this will be wonderful if many can benefit from this, and it has really given lot of benefits with the reproductive system, and even for menopause duration, and even before the perimenopause symptoms and all these. This is really helpful. So, and that's why we are more traveling nowadays to offer this treatment to everyone, and have the benefits about it.
After you come back from India, then back to Europe, then we will organize.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Consultation.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe because we have short time, so it will be good if we can have question and answers, so that you can have your questions answered.
Yes, please, you can ask question. You can open your mic and ask the question.
So I just start because Jorun didn't unmute herself yet. I was told by Dr. Shaurabh Sharma to take bananas with also some zucchini and broccoli and so pumpkin and so. But somebody told me, and he said green bananas, and so I thought it's the usual green bananas we can buy. And somebody told me it must be the special bananas from the Asian store, which we might be calling cooking bananas or something. So please, could you tell more about these bananas? Thank you.
This is the special treatment, banana treatment from our family. It's nothing to do with the banana, eating banana or like that. So not a banana diet. So this is special banana. We have Vedic vibrations and then some concussions mixed, and then we give this small piece of banana. So in the form of like a herbal concussions, and then you just have to swallow, and it is taken for 3 to 5 days. Accordingly, we prescribe with their condition, and then they take this. This is completely different with the bananas, and
thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
So then, Jorun, you can ask the question.
Can I ask a question? 1 in 3 women in the West now have this problem with vagina bacteria, and the allopathy cannot help at all. Do you have any suggestion for all these women suffering for this, please? Thank you.
We definitely have so many treatments, which I was mentioning that, we can maybe maybe we can have some seminars, in future, especially explaining about these treatments, how they can do it at home.
Wonderful.
It's very easy, and you can do it, and especially before the cycle. Like, also here, Yadankoji was mentioning about the asanas 5 days before the cycle. So we always suggest even the matra basti, those are the enemas, the small enemas, which the medicated oil enemas, which are to be given before the cycle. So to release, and not to obstruct the apana vayu, to release the apana vayu flow. So that's why all these treatments are, given before the cycle, and these are very helpful. So we are planning to do, a session on this, especially the treatments. So we will definitely come with this.
That's wonderful. I hope this will include for post menstruation for ladies in their older years.
Definitely.
I hope this will come soon. Thank you. I'll remind Jadranko.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, this is really time and the need to organize for the ladies some authentic knowledge from the Ayurveda and from yoga.
Yeah.
And applying to all life conditions for the ladies, to how to improve and keep the balance.
That would be really wonderful. I know many will appreciate that. We need this information. Thank you.
Yeah, so from your own question is, just a second. Could you please point out what are the most important things to do or avoid to balance Apana Vata in post-menopause period, in the post-menopause period?
Yes, that is most important and easily, Vata is one dosha which is easily get out of balance. So how to balance it? Of course, it's one is following the daily routine. One is the sleep. Sleep is most important. So always going to bed early as possible before 10 p.m. is most important. And, doing Abhyanga every day, the oil massage. So Abhyanga has so many benefits. Abhyanga machare nityam sajara shamavata. So if you practice Abhyanga, self-Abhyanga every day, then it removes Sajara Shamavata. So it removes the tiredness from the body and increases the longevity, and also removes, the old age, like if you see the wrinkles and all this, so that is also going away, and also increases your eyesight, and it gives nourishment to the body. So, and gives appetite, so proper appetite and hunger is there. So all these are the benefits of Abhyanga. So every day to balance, the Apana Vayu, I would recommend you to do Abhyanga daily, and that is like, and also going to bed early. These two are main for, to start with, and you can start with these. And also drinking hot water. Hot water sipping several times in a day, that will also help.
Great. Then you will shine like a full moon, like Pavani. Like Pavani.
So another question?
Yes, you can open the camera if you like. Or
Yes, unfortunately I cannot. It says that the host is suppressing it. So maybe you need to switch it on if you like. But so
Maybe.
okay.
to start with, ask.
Yeah, it's okay. I think maybe you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you were mentioning that girls, before they start menstruating, their family gives them advices what to eat and what to avoid eating during these days. And I wanted to ask you if you would like to give us a few examples of what we do not want to eat during the menstruation days.
Yes, exactly.
Or what we want to focus on.
Very important. And this is really important. And during the menstrual cycle, mainly avoid spicy food and the sour food, and mostly eat more nourishing, like, milk is more nourishing, and of course rice is also, more light and nourishing. So milk rice is mostly recommended. You can, take that during the cycle. And mainly it should be more sattvic diet, so which is like more pacifying your pitta, and more even fruits or vegetables which are more lighter, and more cooked vegetables, not like, the heavy ones, potato and pumpkin. So these are more vata aggravating. And even the dal, now, when I was traveling in Europe, I have seen that many people are using the red lentils, the red dal, which is more increasing vata. So all this, especially the whole moong dal, is the best. So the green one, that's the best. So this is more, balancing vata. So mainly I would suggest milk, rice, and even the broken wheat with milk, like pudding, porridge. Yeah.
And how about raw food?
Yes. So that's a very big topic, and everybody, especially in summer, they feel, by looking at the raw food, you feel that they're very fresh and light. So, but once they go in, it is heavy to digest and also not so cooling. They're more heating. So that's why I would suggest always to have cooked vegetables. But you can have carrot is okay, exceptional. You can have raw, and cucumber is okay, and the rocket leaves, the rucola. So these are, even the mint leaves, basil, these are okay, the raw.
Very interesting. Thank you a lot.
And not to combine cooked food with raw food. You have this tendency of having raw salad and then a little bit of cooked food and then the dessert. So try to not to combine. There should be some gap in between them.
Very good to know. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, I was very much surprised. I heard from Dr. Pavani that ice, the ice drinks or ice cream, it's actually increasing the inner heat in the body.
Exactly.
Because we think it will be cooling and calming down the pitta, but it is increasing the pitta. And the warm drink is in the body having cooling effect. It's opposite.
And that's why when you have ice cream or even cold drinks, you tend to drink more, and you feel that it's only the temperature which is making you cooling. But once it goes in, it is heating. So again, you feel like having it. So in that way, you have several times and many ice creams or many cold drinks, which are really, obstructing your appetite and putting off your digestive file. Then you don't feel hungry.
So interesting. Thank you.
Yes.
We have Dr. Suresh Swarnapuri, the president of European Ayurveda Academy, with us also on the webinar. He would like also to greet Dr. Pavani, Raju, if you are connected.
Namaste, Dr. Pavani ji.
Namaste ji.
I'm so happy to see you because we worked with your father a long time back with Yadram ji. It was my great honor to meet your father those days. And I'm so happy that
much, about you from Yadram Koji.
Yeah,
it will be very nice to meet you also.
Yeah, we are very happy to see you in Zagreb. And I wish you a great time there, Dr. Pavani ji. I was listening to your lecture. Really lovely points you mentioned. And it was very much necessary for the Europeans. There was by unknowingly they do something mistakes, and it's important for Ayurvedic doctors like you and we to correct them. They're lovely people in Croatia, and I have no questions for you. Just I greeted you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you a great time, Dr. Pavani-ji, and Yadrumko-ji is, as always, a great human being and one of the best in Croatia, probably the best in Croatia for us, both in Ayurveda and yoga. And he's what do you say, father of Ayurveda and yoga in Croatia. Let me put it like this. He deserves all appreciations.
Yes.
And have a great time, Pavanaji. Namaste. Have a nice time.
Namaste.
Lovely time.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Amelie, you can have a question.
Yes, you said the mung beans, you should take the green ones. We should take the green ones, but I think the one without the peel, the yellow half of mung beans is more digestible. Isn't that true?
Actually, according to Ayurveda, if you see the green, the whole mung beans is the most, used, and it is more effective and good for health. So if you can also take the yellow mung dal, but the green one is more beneficial. So you can soak it before cooking it.
Yes, of course. Anyways, yes, I always do that.
And it's very interesting regarding basmati rice. Also,
Yes.
in opinion of Ayurveda.
Yeah, since because basmati rice is so much available here in the West, and considered to be the king of rice, so that's why everybody is eating basmati rice. But basmati rice is it causes vata aggravation. So that's why I would suggest to have. And nowadays, I think you have so many local rice grown here. So try to find good local source of rice. And if you don't have, then other varieties of rice from India are good rather than having basmati rice.
Said one kind.
Yeah, Sona Masuri is one of the good kind, but I don't know whether it's available in Europe, but try to find, I would suggest the local rice, because when I was traveling to Australia and other places, I have seen their local rice, and it is, always trying to source which is, local for you. So first source that, and then if it's not available or if you don't have good variety, then of course having from India or other places is fine.
I have a question, if I may.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, thank you very much for this great lecture and for your time. I have two questions. One is about fibroadenoma in women's breasts. I don't know if this is the topic that you might have also something to say about. And the other, if you can give a brief suggestion of a daily routine for grown women. You mentioned it at the beginning of the lecture, just basically to give us an overview how to organize the day in order to live healthily. Thank you very much.
Yes. So whatever the illness in the body, why it is occurring. So nowadays, if you see, there is so much of stress around you. And it's, of course, there is, even in, if you see our grandparents or even before, they, of course, everything, there was stress and all that, but they were easily manageable because they were not doing too many things at once. Not like multitasking. Nowadays, people think that multitasking is like most important, and they think that it is, they are more recognizable if they are doing multiple tasking. So that is what creating a lot of stress, because they are not, of course, for certain age or when you have good energy, you are able to do that. But after that, slowly it goes down. So even your energy levels, or even if it is affecting your memory, your brain nourishment, so all these things are affecting. So with this pressure built up in the body, all these different ailments start building up. So at one certain area of your body, that pressure develops. If you have a weaker section in your body, so it goes and deposits in that section and develops these type of problems. So that's why managing stress is most important, because most of the illnesses come from that. So first, managing stress. So of course we have wonderful transcendental meditation, so for that, and also yoga, and following routine is also most important. If you have proper routine, even you can balance this stress. So why nowadays, when you wake up, you don't have time to do anything for yourself. You wake up, you get ready, and you go for work. So that is what. So you don't have time in the morning at all. So if you have proper routine, so going to bed early and having that proper deep sleep, and then when you wake up, you have, of course, the Brahma Muhurta. When you wake up early in this Brahma Muhurta, which is 3:30 to 6 a.m. before, so you have lot of time for yourself. It's for you. So you have time to meditate, you have time to do self abhyanga and meditation, yoga, asanas, and all these combination is for yourself. So this is what is missing nowadays. Nobody has time for all this. Even if they come for consultation, they understand all this, but when they go back home, maybe they will try for 1 week or 10 days and they get overwhelmed with it, and then they stop. And again, the same, cycle starts. So it should be now start with one by one, maybe like, sleeping early, first one. And then slowly when you wake up, try to do abhyanga, and then, shower, and then meditation and the asanas. So all this slowly, one by one, if you implement in your lifestyle, then slowly you will see changes with, the stress levels and even the way of thinking and deciding, decision making, all this gets better. So start with one daily routine and then see how much difference you feel in your life.
Especially the in Ayurveda, the sleeping time should be before 10, some minutes before 10 at least, or 9:30, to enter that period in a sleep state when it's again Agni is stronger, or Pitta, but then it is used for good metabolic and anabolic activity, and especially from 10 to 2 in the night. This anabolic activity is just rebuilding your body. It's building up the new cells, and your body tissue becomes strong. So if you sleep in that period from 10 to 2, then you do the best for your body to be vital, rejuvenated, and in a full strength for all your daily activities. And when you wake up in the morning, just be happy because you start the new day. Each day is a new life, new opportunity for us to evolve and do good things, and being oriented in a positive sense. And so like this, that morning is a big rejoice. And we need to just become conscious, aware of that we are really fresh and at the beginning, and having opportunity to correct our mistakes and make much better everything in our life. And the Pythagoras was great also and wise person, and he was having the school of his students. He was teaching them that when they go to sleep in the night, so before they go to sleep, they go in their mind when they are in the bed all over the day, and they try to remember what they did good and what they did some mistakes, and then they make a decision that those mistakes they will correct next day. So they make a resolution, and with that positive resolution, they go to sleep, and they feel like, to have nice sleep, that the pillow is like the feet of the god. They lie down, feel protected from the god during the night, and gaining some knowledge, maybe wisdom during sleep. And then in the morning, when they wake up, they remember their resolution and being happy, having opportunity now to correct everything what was previously maybe not performed the best way from our side, and trying to do better. Like this, if we live this conscious way, then we are using each day like one lifespan and improving our evolution very fast. So like this, enjoy every day morning And early morning, the nature is so beautiful, and the atmosphere is so calm, and then being awake at that time gives enormous benefits.
Also, to enliven your memory, it is very important to wake up early and follow that. And of course, nowadays, everybody is with their phones, and even going to bed is like they can't sleep for some time, and then they just go through this your mobile, and then you can't sleep further also. And when you wake up also, you are again touching the mobile. So always I would suggest, before going to bed, at least 1 hour before, or even 2 hours, just keep your electronic gadgets away, and then just focus on your proper routine, night routine, and then go to bed.
Is there some more questions in relation to the woman's health?
Do Abhyanga in the evening?
If you don't have time in the morning, you can also do it in the evening, not a problem.
Thank you.
But always keep some time between, don't do after food. That's more important.
How much time?
At least I would suggest 2 to 2.5 hours.
Oh, long. Okay.
Yeah. That's why before is always better.
Yeah, empty stomach is best. Huh?
Yes, yes.
Mm.
So there is a question from Norway. In Norway, local rice in Norway would be barley.
Barley is amazing. It is very good. You can have barley. Of course, barley has really good benefits for your health.
So, could you write the name of the rice which you and you said we should take local things, like I was told for thyroid that oat might be very.
We will write later.
Yes, or
Yeah,
we can send it.
You can type now if you like. Just.
Actually, this is also not the best, but this is considered, like you can have this regularly rather than having basmati. The best is Shali Shashti, which is the red rice, which is, grown in 60 days. So, and rice is considered, as old it gets, it's much better for health. So take always, which is more than 6 months, or even 1 year, 2 years is better, not the new rice, newly harvested rice.
The wine.
Yeah. Even ghee and honey, everything is, as old it gets, even more beneficial for health.
And you have in India the A2 type cows,
Yes.
about 120.
Yeah, we have
farm.
in our farm A2 cows, which have this hump, and with that, even they have done research that the milk has traces of gold in it. So because of this hump, because of the proper, a different type of digestion when cows, eat and chew. So it goes into the hump, and because of the rays of sun, it forms. And in the milk, you can see the traces. They have done a lot of research on it. And this is like the amazing milk. And even if you take Japanese, before, they used to never eat any milk products. So when they came to our clinic, and when they had this milk, there were no side effects, and they didn't have any lactose intolerance with this, and it was wonderful. So this is the A2 cows.
So you mentioned rice and honey, and also ghee should be.
Yes.
Because I always keep it in the, when I prepare it, I keep it in the fridge.
Yeah, because here in the West, you always make ghee from the butter. So this is, of course, it's better than not having ghee, but this is not the right way of preparing ghee. So ghee is prepared from the yogurt butter. So the authentic, traditional, proper way of preparing ghee is from the yogurt, not from the milk or not from the butter. So here, we always, everybody has this milk butter, and then they heat it and make the ghee. So it's not the ideal way, but having this is better than not having ghee.
But I know this distinction because some people say you should take, there are two types of butter in Germany. It's sweet cream butter and sour cream butter. So it's better to take this sour cream butter, Sauerrahmbutter, for making ghee. It's sour cream. It's cream which has gone sour before it was made to butter. So this must be the right butter, or it should be, you don't know.
Here it is because they make it with ghee or even the sour, it's almost the same. But the proper will be, if you want to have proper benefits of ghee, it should be from the yogurt.
There is a question how to make it, if you can explain us.
So when you boil ghee, when you boil milk, you get this butter, and you save that butter and put it in the deep freezer for some days until you collect certain amount of butter. And then after that, when you have a certain amount of butter, you just take out and heat it a little bit and add a little bit of yogurt mixed with water. So it's like a lassi, thin lassi. And that water you add it to this milk butter, and then keep it for, to form yogurt. And after that, it takes longer time, like maybe here it is even cooler, the temperature, so it may take even longer time. But in India, it takes 1.5 days to form that yogurt. And from that, you just churn and then put it in cold water so that, whatever the butter from yogurt comes up, and that you heat it. So this is the proper traditional way of making ghee.
And is there anybody selling this kind of ghee? Can we buy
in
it?
In India, we have many places where they do this.
So does anybody know somewhere outside India you can buy it, order it or something?
I will see if we can find some sources, and I will also inform Yadrankoji, so maybe he can tell you.
Thank you.
Now I remember why Maharishi Swami Demurti, one great master of yoga from Himalaya, he used to say, after making neti,
yes,
and then after putting little piece of the ghee in each nostril, lie down, and then it's melting and lubricating.
Yes.
And then he was telling me that ghee is made from the, when you boil the milk, you collect this. He was speaking about that ghee, what you say.
Yes.
But we here on the West, until now, I think we didn't know that difference.
Yeah.
And it's probably a big difference, not putting that kind of ghee, but this must be that ghee which is made.
Difference. You can see. That's why here ghee, if you keep outside, especially in summers, it goes bad. That's why you refrigerate it. But when you make from yogurt the ghee, you can even leave it outside, and for so many days it stays good. It doesn't go bad. So that's the value of ghee.
So we need training for that.
Yeah.
How to make some preparations, basic, which are important for the health.
Yeah.
So maybe another question. I've seen around with my friends, many of them, I don't know where this fashion is coming from, but during the 3-4 days of menstruation, they think they should be fasting and not eat at all and only drink water. So maybe you want to share your opinion on this with us.
Yes. So this fasting is, during the menstrual cycle, fasting means not completely, avoiding food or like that. What I have mentioned more sattvic food like milk or rice, or which is very, even moong dal. So without any spices and without any sour taste like lemon or any citrus fruits. So mostly, this type of diet, if you take, you can have. But mostly what happens during the menstrual cycle, there is this imbalance, if there is any imbalance of apana vayu, then they see more pain in the abdomen and more obstructions in the uterus or even in the fallopian tubes. And so that obstruction is because of this vayu, the imbalance of apana vayu, which is pushing upwards. So to release this when you're fasting, this is more, even relaxed. So you don't have this pain. So that's why even before you start your periods, if you have more lighter, see, we always, Ayurveda always focus on holistic approach. Like not only doing it before the menstrual cycle. So you are every day, if you have light dinner and as early as possible, then, you won't have this problem. So no need to, fast during the cycle. So if you maintain this light dinner, then I think your apana will be proper and you won't have these problems. So no need to fast. But when you have these obstructions, then I think it is good to fast, but not for 3 days, of course, but have something very light, like, and more nourishing.
Very good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we can have a few more questions, please. It's a great opportunity. Now we have an expert with us that you can ask directly.
I mean, I was also thinking about what you said, that each menstruation cycle is comparable to 3 or 4 panchakarma treatments. So does this really mean when we lose the blood, all of the toxins go out? And so maybe this is a whole new perspective on this menstruation cycle.
Yes, it is a purification. Anything which is coming out of your body is like a purification. So even when you do panchakarma, the purgation therapy, the bastis, everything is bringing out, the toxins. So even when you have the cycle, so it is definitely bringing out, some of the toxins inside. So it is that powerful, that purification. You can see with your mind also, what I have explained, that you, before the cycle starts, you are already cleaning your space. Start cleaning everything. You want everything in order, and you can't see anything which is out of, the place and all that. So that means externally also you are seeing there is this discipline, and internally also that detoxification happening.
And I've also seen that sometimes the blood has different colors. Sometimes it's very light red, sometimes it's dark red, or has even like bumps inside. What does that tell about the health or the situation of the body?
Yes. So it should be always bright red. In Ayurveda, it has explained that it should be bright red and without any clots. And when, when put it on a cloth, there should not be any stains remain on a cloth, cotton cloth. So that means that is the pure, proper menstrual blood. But if there is, even if it is darker, or even if you see, feces, when it is Purana Mala, we say, old toxins are coming out, then the color of the stools change. So in the same way, even the menstrual cycle, the color changes because of maybe there is, some obstructions, something like cysts or some fibroids, or that's why these clots also come out. So you can, with that also, you can assess that there is something wrong with your cycle.
So good to know. Yes, thank you.
Jagodev,
Jagodev,
can I ask a question?
yes.
Yeah, just to know if you have a technique, doctor, to avoid water retention while we are already menopaused. If you have something simple you can advise.
Yes. So I would suggest you can soak coriander seeds, 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds overnight, and then next day morning, just crush them, the seeds, and then filter and drink that water. This will help in that, and especially during the menopausal state.
Once a day, morning.
Yes, once a day in the morning.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, Jagodev.
This is one question from Germany.
Yes,
Jagodev.
Jagodev.
Thank you so much for your exposition. It's very nice. So I have one question. Maybe it would be helpful for many ladies to have some points on the postmenopausal behaviors or routines. What should they do if they have a different sort of physical situation after 50, 60 like that? There are many ladies here in Germany who are postmenopausal.
Yeah. So I would suggest that's which I was talking about, some treatments we can, design for especially the postmenopausal, and we can, suggest you in the next seminar all these, and you can follow those routine, and then I think that will be better. And some, there are some techniques where you can do yourself the treatments and some mudras and like that.
For perimenopause, also question. So in that regard, also can be designed some program.
Definitely we can.
So a special program, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we need that as soon as possible. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, because some of us period is over since a long time.
Yes, definitely will.
So, please, if you have still some question.
I have, excuse me, I have one question. Can you hear me? Jagodev. It's Germany once more. Can you say something about the role of the grandmother in Vedic society?
Yes. So like most important, because you have the knowledge is carried through our ancestors, grandparents, and so if it should continue, so it has to come from the grandparents. So grandmother has like really important role. So that's why in India we still have this tradition of staying together with the family, and not even now, when of course nowadays the families are going further, but they are realizing that how important the grandparents should be with the grandkids, because you know, parents are always busy in because they are in their pitta time and always working and busy and to have, you know, the success and all that. So that is the main pitta time during where they are busy. So grandparents and the combination of children and grandparents is like most amazing combination. So that's why spending, and also like in India, we used to hear so many stories from our grandparents. So in a form of story. So children, they remember more and they understand. So that's why, like, you know, before going to bed, they read a story and they explain why this is happening and how, you know, even all these routine, I was talking about the daily routine, what to eat, all this knowledge. Like example, if you see aubergine, the eggplant, when you cut, you put it in salt water. But this knowledge is like almost forgotten by everyone. But in some parts of Europe, I have seen that they're still doing it. But some
That's
that
true.
they
Yeah.
completely forgot. So why this is still there? It is because of their grandparents,
The
grandmother.
grandmother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's why this is, I think nowadays everybody is realizing the importance of, you know, combined family, having grandparents with them, and how their children, they, you know, have this knowledge, precious knowledge, which is forgotten. So this is most important.
So the children are
Thank
in
you.
Kapha period and the grandparents in the
Vata
Vata. So
period.
Kapha Vata balancing each other.
Very balanced.
Ideal combination.
Exactly.
Yes, and there is one question about that daughter suffers a lot before menstruation with water retention, pain, fatigue, and she is kapha dominated person. So what can be some remedy?
I would suggest if she can come for banana treatment, that would be amazing, because that will really give her a lot of benefits. So next time when we plan, we will let you know, and then she can, you know, already she can start with that.
Thank you very much for participation. If you would like to say something more.
To thank you deeply for all your advice and kindness.
Thank you.
Very good.
And we will come back with the proper, you know, like some treatments for, you know, like for menopause and also during the cycle or even before. So we will definitely come back with it.
And can you make this very precious lecture available for us afterwards?
Yes.
It is on the YouTube channel. If you type my name, Jadranko Miklec, then you will have all the recordings of all these webinars.
Very good.
It's available there. So,
On Facebook or where?
YouTube, normal YouTube channel. Just you type my name,
YouTube.
and then
Yeah.
it will be there. So once again, we want to thank Dr. Pavani Raju, great Vaidya from her family tradition. And we hope to have with her many more webinars and courses, you know, specially designed for the ladies and their great knowledge to be available to all ladies in the world for their benefit. So thank you very much for participating on this webinar and see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this great knowledge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaste.